Mr. Greedy, Mr. Greedy, red dying bleedy bleedy. Oh, Mr. Greedy, I'm talking to you, Mr. Greedy, red dying bleedy bleedy. All greedy dog lost.
So yeah, you know, when he looked at it, he was doing that strategically. Not to say that he was so in tune with Christianity, because they had their own faith, their own religion that existed long before Europeans started to practice Christianity and try to spread it. And of course, we know, which is very important, that was the propaganda they used to the world. You know, we Christianizing these savages, right?
Colonizing these,
right, exactly,
civilizing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Pure
yeah.
foolishness. When we know being civil means we getting along.
That's what they said. They Mother
Right.
Teresa's and they different type
There
people, the
you go.
different indigenous
Right.
type people in the world. Yeah.
Now, you could actually Google this, and you have letters that King Afonso wrote to the King of Portugal at the time talking about, "Babe, why are you taking my people? You know, I was working with you, so you don't take my people, take those people over there." You know, so this touches on that survival mode. You understand? And of course, they don't contextualize these things, right? So they just make it seem like, oh, look at these, and then again, they looking at it with our current mindset, a 21st century mindset, looking at the 17th, 16th century, 18th century, 19th century. You understand? These black people, right? So they will say, oh, look at King Afonso and them, they're working with Portugal, you understand? And furthermore, they often overplay the role that Africans played. Again, you have to realize that these Europeans are the ones that built these forts. You know, when you look at Bunce Island, when you look at Elmina Castle, you know, these are European structures with European architecture. You understand? So we have to stop, again, I can't stress this enough, we have to stop letting people tell us these things like we enslaved ourselves. You have to appreciate the diversity in Africa. You understand? Just like if something happened here in the Caribbean, God forbid, hypothetically speaking, and you had wars between nations, you understand? It would not be fair to say, you know, look at all these people fighting amongst each other. From a Pan-African point of view, of course, we would say that, right? But from a cultural point of view, you know, there's certain differences. You know, a Bahamian does not inherently see himself as one in the, you know, understand? So it would be wrong to look at it like that. But because we have the 21st century mindset, we don't respect the diversity.
Okay, for the people them who this knowledge has been, this false knowledge has been perpetuated on, right? About this stigma that Africans sold themselves or enslaved themselves, whatever like that, right?
Right.
How would our little young youths who growing up today, right? In school and different places, how could they discover this knowledge
Right.
to clarify that stigma and that propaganda?
Well, on my day job, you know, they could take a field trip at the Pompey Museum. I be there and I give them that knowledge, especially if that's what you requesting. You understand? Now, with kids, you have to be very careful because we know that these systems of white supremacy are very entrenched. You know, for example, you know, you buy the Barbie doll for your daughter. The phenotypical pretty doll is a white doll with long hair. The hair is long and flowing like European hair and all these things. Of course, that is now starting to shift in certain circles, which is a good thing, but that's still a problem.
Well,
so when you're dealing with the kids, you know, depending on the age group as well, you have to wean them into slavery. You have to expose them to certain aspects and explain it to them, you know. But when you're really getting into the nitty-gritty part of it, you know, you have to explain to them that what I often do is explain to them that there's strength in these people. These people are survivors. You understand? So, you know, think about it again. They use the Holocaust again as an example in World War II. You know, these people, almost every single Jew, their grandparents, fourth generation, they call themselves Holocaust survivors. So if they Holocaust survivors, what does that make us? You understand? So, and it comes with, again, that different philosophical approach. And you can't have that if you convince that you enslave yourself. If that, oh, well, the Yoruba man is the reason for the Fulani man's enslavement. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, I feel like mostly through the indoctrination of one enslaving oneself.
Right.
It's like a programming, because in order for you to not know who the true aggressor is,
Right.
someone had to perpetrate a knowledge on you that you was the one who caused yourself to be put in this position.
Right.
And for a perfect example, they had this experimentation that was on TV, and I watched it on YouTube. It happened many years ago, but they took a few black sister STEM, little young black girls, and they put a black doll and a white doll in front of them.
Oh, yeah.
And they asked them which one they loved the most, or which one is the most, whatever. And most of the black girls them said they loved the white doll.
Right.
And they say they ask them why they love it, and they tell them why, and then they ask why they love the black doll. Because the black doll was ugly, and they had certain different types. Now, not all said that, but it goes to show you how a certain type knowledge was perpetrated on us of self-hate.
Yep.
So when someone teach you to hate yourself, then they can come behind and teach you that you enslave yourself, you kill yourself, you're responsible for the condition you in, you dumb, you nasty, and all that. But then again, they never tell you that it was me who designed the system to keep you dumb. It was me who designed the system that you couldn't afford a bar of soap to bathe your skin.
Right.
It was me who designed the system that you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you hit the nail on
yeah,
it.
you see what I'm
I
saying?
remember earlier, Robin said an important phrase that he made the connection with. I don't know if people caught it, but in the modern sense, you could even compare it with black on black crime. Now, I'm not suggesting that we don't have issues of violence and colonization. This is what happens with gentrification. You watch the movie Gangs in New York. You had the Irish gang and the this one gang and the that one gang. They show you what happens when you have laws in place that keep an entire group of people oppressed.
That's called racism.
Racism.
That's racism.
Right, exactly.
A black man can't be racist to another black man.
We
We can be
get the power.
discriminative or
Right.
prejudiced.
Yeah,
but to
but
be
yeah,
racist,
exist.
you have to have the power to control some economical system, some educational system, some religious system, some social system, the environment and everything. You see what I'm
Isn't
saying?
it
Yes, King.
interesting, right? So you could watch the movies, the TV, they show you these mafioso movies. Mafia, stereotypically speaking, you know, most of them Italian, from different regions in Italy, right? Why they don't say, but look at this Italian on Italian crime? You understand what I'm saying? But it's glorified on TV though. But it's always this term, oh, look at this black on black crime. The reason they don't say, look at this Italian on Italian crime is because, again, they respect the diversity of Italy. So they ain't all just Italian, and this even just on a much more superficial level. We ain't even talking ethnicity, we talking geopolitical loyalty, you understand? And so no, they ain't this Sicilian, you know, and they just went from Naples, that's the Naples Mafia. And they ain't quote unquote fighting amongst each other. That's not the spin, and it's not white on white crime or Italian on Italian crime even, you understand? So, and of course, in America, just to make the parallel, they did not experience, 300 or so years of chattel slavery.
You're right.
And then the Reconstruction.
Again,
period.
back to the
You
racism
understand?
system,
Right.
because
Yeah.
you was in a position where you control my educational system. First of all, let's go back here. Let's go way back here. First of all, I wasn't even allowed to read or write. As you to pluck up out of my tongue.
Right.
But after you gave me the privilege
Like
to get read or
Robert
write,
Ryan, actually.
after you gave me the privilege to read or write, because you needed more services from me. And in order to get more of me, you had to make me a little more civilized. You think as what you think. So now you gave me the position to read and write. But now you limit me to what I must do, because in my educational system you designed for me, you made me literate in a certain way. And then you let me go free into a system that I have no education and I survive in. And then you turn and call me lazy and dumb because I don't know how to progress in your system.
Oh, yeah.
This is how we now further define what is chattel slavery, because all of this right there is the underbelly of what
Right.
chattel slavery first started, created,
Exactly.
continues, and still going on.
This is how
You
it
can't really
manifests
compare
itself.
that to what any type of black on black selling into slavery as to what chattel
Exactly.
slavery is.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
you
Because the
understand?
economic, underbelly of what that is, it still is thriving and existing today.
Yeah, and then taking it back to Africa again, many times, I can't even count the amount of examples that you have of African royals who themselves may or may not have been participating in the slave trade, quote unquote, you understand, who found themselves enslaved. You understand? And like I said, all of these nations that they claimed rose so much and became so great.
There were many
to
royalties who
participate.
was enslaved.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
so
many
you
royalties.
yourself who were to bring them, and that was the nature of it, generally speaking. There wasn't these greedy African people. No, they were scared. If I was the one, if you from a different group, and we warring, and I get you, and I bring you to the man, I scared. I watching my back too.
But like
and
I said,
just don't want him to mess with my family, my
Shango,
people, so I'll sacrifice you. The same thing anyone would do right now in 2020.
Like I said in our last episode, right? The receiver is just as bad as the thief.
Right.
If you didn't come and make a proposition to me to sell nobody, I would not the one to sell to you.
Thank you very much.
All right?
It's
just that simple, man.
It's like someone breaking
All
the
right?
house, right? And you only
And
looking at
thief
the man
the video on
breaking the
TV.
house and thief everything.
But someone is a
say
buyer.
It's your fault because you leave your door open.
Yeah.
You understand?
And not
I
only
leave
that.
my door open, so it's my fault. They ain't the robber fault.
And not only that,
You
if
understand?
I didn't have someone to sell this product to,
Thank you.
I would not. So
Right.
when I go in there and teach this product, the person who buys the product for me is just as bad as me, who's stealing because he's supporting me and my business.
Exactly.
So now when you come and go to somebody's land, steal them and go and you create a whole environment for a business or for me.
Yeah.
You understand me? Now you can turn and blame that on me.
Right. Exactly.
Because you come to me and blame me, and then I see an opportunity that I can sell my enemy over to you. This guy done been pillaging my village for a couple months now, or he used to go with my sister and rape her. I can sell him. Or he stole from my village 2 of my calves and things. I can sell him.
Yeah.
You can make me opportunity now when me and my enemies are different ways of dealing with our problem. We might have deal over there. Okay, he stole 2 of my calves, but I can steal 6 of his own tomorrow. That's the way we might deal over. Now you give me opportunity and I can sell him to you.
Right.
Now, when I sell him to you, even though I don't deal with him on a certain level like that, I never knew that when you took him, you was gonna put him in a certain position where you're gonna whip him and beat him. And I didn't even have the intention to do that to myself. We never deal with that situation like that in Africa.
You just caused me remember something.
I said, we never had place for old folks home.
Right.
We never had place for discarding our own because we never had the environment.
Thank you. Right.
You see, I
So
said?
think about this now. In certain African communities, right, they just had a completely different outlook in life. The vast majority of these African people, many were vassals to other kingdoms that were far more tolerant even than your modern societies today. You understand? And they lived and they flourished. So you have many African people, for example, the Twa, who the Europeans misnomer the pygmy. You understand? A couple of them right around here in the bombs. You ever see someone who dead?
The shorties, yes.
That's probably a pygmy.
Understand from the
That's
pygmy,
all
yes,
the
king.
DNA
Yes, king.
manifesting, you
Yes, king.
understand?
Yes,
Now,
king.
if you look at some of the documentaries on these people, they are some of just the most genuine happy people in the world. They find one partner and they just cuddle with this partner all their life and they masters of the jungle, you understand? And people think because these are one of the few African people that actually do live in the
And
jungle.
great hunters.
You understand?
Great hunters.
You understand?
Great
They
hunters.
have this one documentary where they build a bridge in 5 minutes.
And they like building
And
trees.
Right.
They like
exactly.
building homes and
It's crazy
trees. Yeah,
stuff
I
that
studied on
they
them.
do,
Yes,
you
yes,
understand?
yes, man.
And their
Yeah.
medicine is absolutely ridiculous. They make baby bush medicine look like a joke. You understand? Now, imagine these people who don't even have a word for rape in their language. All of a sudden now you see this person come into your village. You never see this type of person before, and he come
And
in
take
there.
one of your women and
Come
take her
on,
by
man.
force.
What you
We never introduced to that.
violence is something that's
Now,
not
what you
even
gonna do?
known to
What you gonna do when
understand?
that happen to you? When you witness that?
Thank you.
As a
Right.
warrior for your village, what you gonna
Now, me as a warrior, I can fight.
You can
But-
slew.
Right, but a tall person who has a completely different outlook on the world. You understand? These people don't, many of these people never knew violence. And then you have the most savage, violent force that the world has ever known coming and encountering some of the most peaceful people that the world has ever known.
So you're gonna make them
understand?
turn
So-
to violent and defense system.
Right.
The defense mechanism
So,
kick
and
in,
some-
my
and
lord.
Sorry, before
go
I
ahead,
finish,
go ahead.
some of the most amazing things. To quote Dr. Clark, even he talks about places like Rwanda, and right before he died was when the Rwanda genocide.
Genocide, my lord, yes,
And of
king.
course, we know that Belgium and Germany had a serious role in that. America could
The
have brought some
Tutsi and the
video games.
Hutu.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, it's so interesting and so powerful. He said, do you know how the Hutu and the Tutsi used to solve their problems before they encountered Europeans? I mean, today we would probably see it in our kind of westernized mind as some type of dance competition. But of course, it was African ritual, African spirituality, almost like how we have the dozens. So like
The same way is it used to be before Shaka Zulu changed to the art of warfare.
Exactly. You understand?
Yes, King. Yes,
Thank
King.
you very much. Another
Yes, King.
wonderful example.
Yes, King.
That is why Shaka Zulu was so
It was
successful.
known, yeah.
Unifying the Zulu.
Turning
because
the blood war, the
fighting
blood,
was
action.
their war was to minimalize casualties.
By having
Understand?
verbal confrontation.
Right.
They would
Even
throw jabs at each other,
Thank you.
talk, say,
There
this,
you
K
go.
that.
Yeah, right.
Who are the most aggressive, verbal?
Right.
That's who win the war.
Exactly.
Until
You understand?
Shaka chuck someone and say,
And
this
say, yeah,
blood
this-
war.
thank
It's a
you very
different
much,
war.
right?
Yes,
But-
King.
And the thing is, even with Shaka Zulu, when you look at him, he's a very controversial one. But he is the one that unified the Zulu under the spear. And this is a good example as well. As controversial as Shaka Zulu may have been, when you look at a man like Cecil John Rhodes, you understand? How Shaka Zulu and Cecil John Rhodes has no comparison in terms of death toll. Cecil John Rhodes killed over 100 million Africans just in an attempt to match, quote unquote, match Cairo with the Cape. South Africa with Cairo and Egypt.
Cairo,
you
yeah.
understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So, and his family to this day owns about 40% of the world's diamond supply.
The same
to this
St.
day.
Rhodes who they give scholarships
understand?
to and
Just like the
same
sinking
one.
King
And the
Leopold.
same one.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
We been talking about him.
Same time
Yeah,
period,
so
brother.
him.
You understand?
Yeah,
So-
he milk out
Right.
down in the Cape
And-
and slaughter.
And this
He's
is when
worse, 10 times
slavery-
worse than Hitler.
And when these things began to happen, this is when slavery, quote unquote, ended. Because now it's time to conquer. So we don't need y'all for no, because of course it wasn't only trading in slaves, gold, ivory, all these other things. The Silk Road long existed before Europeans came and tried to make chattel slavery. You understand? But again, this is a point that we can't stress enough. We gotta stop letting people, even if they black, you know, because many black scholars even don't understand it. You even see scholars from Africa who use that, again, 21st century mindset. Oh, we just black people. Then they look at the past. Oh, well, look at this black man. You understand? And then, of course, they lack the empathy that they ought to have for others. Because they would never say, because the Judan rat exists, a Nazi, like I said, a Nazi Jewish coalition that went around and helped the Nazis catch Jews. They did it because of survival, because they trying to survive.
But see, the only reason why,
So you would never say that the Jews did, quote unquote, did that
and
to
the,
themselves.
and the only
right?
reason why the Holocaust of the Jews looks so tragic and this and that, because their Holocaust was documented.
Thank you very
If the
much.
African Holocaust is documented,
It's documented,
the
but
Jews'
it's not
Holocaust
right.
will look like a Bart Simpson show to compare to that. All right? Okay, only because the African Holocaust is never documented.
Yeah.
If you know how much millions of Africans were slaughtered and slew,
The African Holocaust.
throw overboard just for,
Right.
but okay, Africans used to get killed just for example. The slave masters might have had 300-400 Africans on the boat. They would have killed 25, 30, put them on a ball of chain with a big stone ball and show them overboard just for you to say, let's look at happening if you all stay in line.
Right.
And the ones who look a little sick, like you say, and weak, they would have get thrown over. And you would have watched sharks just come. They say the sharks used to follow the slave trade boats because they know the hazard, they would get fat off it. They began to follow these ships, my lord. That's how much Africans get thrown overboard. You see what I'm saying?
The Atlantic Ocean
So-
is the biggest graveyard in the world.
Our Holocaust wasn't documented. That's why enough people don't really take it to say it was told in stories. And then you have other people Holocaust is documented, so they profit off their Holocaust. To this day, the Jews making millions and made millions off of their Holocaust. They was given retribution. They was given compensation, all up for their Holocaust. But Africans to this day, slaves are still waiting on our retribution, our 40 acres of the mule,
Reparations.
our reparations, okay? When we can get ours now.
Yeah.
And everybody became rich off the backs of us. The Belgians, everybody, you name it, all the you.
But Ross, I got a question for you now. How you can get reparations if you think you do this to yourself?
Again, like how we say earlier,
Understand?
again.
As Dr. Clark says, the genius of white supremacy. Right? How you can get that if you think you would do this to yourself?
Genius, you didn't
You
fumble
understand?
into it, it was real genius.
And guess what? That's same brother, but you see him talking about one of my teachers, Dr. John Henry Clark. Y'all need to really go there and study and look at him.
Yeah.
Dr. John Henry Clark will show you how all Christianity and all these little fables and stories that have you all so warmed and loved and everything, y'all will see, y'all have a different look of it. If you have the mind and the heart to accept the truth. You see, because some of you are so brainwashed, when y'all hear the truth, y'all take it as garbage. And when y'all hear garbage, y'all take it as the truth. You see?
Yeah, man. So, back to Africa, as we like to go, right? So,
Forward to Africa.
Forward to Africa,
Yes,
as
King.
we say too, right?
Yes, King.
So, again, when you look at a group, for example, called the Ashanti, right? This is another good group that will give you an example. This is one of those groups that they always love to tout as one of the greatest profiteers of the
You mean the Bobo Ashanti from Ghana? Oh, from Ghana? The Bobo Ashanti, yes, King.
You know the time.
Yes, King, yeah, man.
Yes,
King, yes, King, yeah, man.
Junkanoo them people, but
Yes,
we can
King.
talk with that
Yeah,
next
man.
time, right?
Yeah, man.
Now, when you look at
Mean
them,
our people,
Ashanti,
our people.
our people.
Yes, King.
Their
Yeah, our
language is
people,
Twi,
yes.
Right?
But we want to give the viewers of the
Clarity,
knowledge.
understanding.
Yes.
So Ashanti actually means because of war. Now the Ashanti Empire used to be the ancient Ghana Empire, which is a wrong name. When they went there, Ghana actually means king. They was actually called Wagadu or the Orca Empire. You understand? But this is where the present day Ashanti, who make up most of what is present day Ghana, that is what Ghana represents. They were in present day Northwest Africa, Mauritania, Mali area.
So the Ashantis,
So-
the Ashantis that mostly dwell in Africa and
Ghana
they
now.
were more warriors type Ashanti man them.
Their name mean because of war.
They was a warrior.
And I can tell you now.
Rather than not just say take away from our brothers,
Yeah,
but
man.
rather than our Bobo Shanti brothers, he'll practice the more priestly order,
Right.
and the more Melchizedek order
Right.
after the order of Prince Emmanuel Charles VII.
Right.
They took on the order of the Melchizedek order of a more priestly, but their foundation rely on warrior spirit.
Right.
And I'm glad you clarified the reason I said it, because I always call all my Bobo brethren warriors.
Right.
For some reason, I call them warrior priest or Shanti warrior.
Right.
Because I always look at the Shanti as warriors, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Not just priests. You see, even though us as Naya Bingi man and say, we is the warriors, you know.
Right.
But I also look at my Bobo brothers warriors too, you see, because they wasn't just warrior priests, they was warriors when I study of the Shanti, you see what I'm saying? Yeah.
So the reason they left that region was during the Arab conquest that I mentioned earlier. You understand? They didn't want to convert. They were very staunch in not converting, and they said they converting to Islam. When you actually look at the history, and you look at who was demonized, who was planted on, who they say are the ones that participated the most in this quote-unquote slave trade, many of them are the ones that refuse both Arab and Christianization. You understand what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons the Ashanti was running, so they could retain their culture, retain their religion. Their god is Anansi. You heard the stories of Aunt Nancy?
And in Jamaica, you heard about Nancy and
Right there too. Yeah.
Sister Nani and
There you
different
go, my
people.
brother.
Yes,
Right.
King. Yes, King.
So,
Yes,
and
King.
then you see the connection.
Yes, King.
You see
Right.
the movie,
Yes,
they
King.
get an online movie where they play called The Gods or something like that, right? There was a controversy about it where they played the character Nancy. Is this a movie where they play all the different gods?
Yeah, they use
They took
ancient
him off the show
stories.
because
Yes,
of how
yes.
depth he gone into the story, what he was
Right.
talking about. Only to put some connection to some
Right.
people who don't know about this.
Well, that's just the demonization of all things African.
Yes, I
You
am.
understand? And
Yeah.
that's entrenched all around the world. That's one of the themes of militant voices, especially when I on, you know what
Yes,
I mean?
King. Yeah, man. Definitely. Definitely. And before we close the show, we're about to close the show now. That I say saying so. I can give them a chance get something else, so if you have something else left in the chamber. That I say, I know you have a full clip and you're strapping other clips, but for now,
Rambo.
for now, it's a sniper moment.
Right.
One shot, one kill.
Right.
That is it.
So I can just close out to make this parallel so we can understand, using the Ashanti as an example. Meaning, like I mentioned, because of war, they escaped from the northwest region of Africa, escaping Arab conquest, and then they landed in present-day Ghana, still known for their gold and all of these things. You understand? Then, of course, you had British Gold Coast, Dutch Gold Coast, this one Gold Coast, that one Gold Coast, everyone Gold Coast, except for the African Gold Coast. You understand? Now,
Which is the real coast of the gold.
right, the Dutch even countries you don't even associate with the slave trade, Norwegians and Swedish, all these people built forts there initially for trading.
Yeah.
Then over time they morphed into these forts. Now our very own John Canoe was one of the people that fought against it. And then when you realize that these people were encroaching for so long, and in many instances they use a scorched earth policy, you understand? And so out of survival mode, of course, and you would find that the different European powers were also rivaling each other for the wealth, including the human labor that was being extracted from Africa. So one group who don't like the other group would work with the French who don't like the British. You understand what I'm saying? And this is how these things operate. They would play each other off of one another.
Yes, King.
Right? And then those that complied would be put on a pedestal, of course, until the time is right. Because remember, even in America, they had 5 groups they called the quote-unquote civilized tribes. You understand? And the same thing with us. But then, of course, like I mentioned, they turned the gun on them with the Marxist gun.
Well, you know, I don't like to cut you off, but you know, when it comes down to the cutting off time,
Yeah.
I love to make I like to cut you because, like I say, every time we have this interview with you, you was the walking computer. So don't give them too much now. We have more interviews in the future with you. Let's give our brother here a time to chime in.
Boy, listen, hey, we can sit here.
I know, because Shine go don't play. You see what I said? But you know it. This is a special report and a special interview tonight. So this interview will be chopped up into 2 parts because of the length of it. You'll have a part 1 and part 2. So when this is being edited, I want y'all to know that when you see part 1, also a part 2 will be put out the same time, so you can check out part 1 and part 2, but through the length of it, we'll have to edit it in 2 different parts, you see, because it's a special edition tonight, you see. And we'll have more like this in the future as well. You see what I'm saying? So, my brethren, give thanks in our go. My brethren, give thanks in our go. Rastafari live in the rain.
Peace and love.
Like I say, give thanks for this platform tonight, and there's this educational, inspirational, and African spirituality that's been distributed amongst our people from through the media. You see what I'm saying? Give thanks to our brother, Big Tommy, who's behind the camera. One of the big man who make it possible. The sun behind my back that make me shine. He don't like when I big him up because he's so modest, but I could never go with a little bigger than my brother. Because without him, this wouldn't have been possible. That's my producer. He's the executive producer, I'm the co-producer and the host of the show. And we trying to bring something out there for our 242 public and for the rest of the world, and give him thanks here, I saying, for all the ways he does. That's my support and contribution to them. He don't like, he's a modest guy, like I say, but I have to do it. Yeah, I say.
Big up Ross Copper for what he doing too.
Give thanks, my brother. And big up you for what you in that Pompeii Museum, because you have a lot of white people scared over there. Not to take nothing away from my white brothers. I love to be up with a lot of white brothers out there. Some real revolutionary white brothers. You not go, but he have them scared. You have him scared because the brother brain so.
That truth is put some money.
Yeah, you have him scared. You have him scared, warrior. And my other brother here, you don't know go. You can visit him at the John Canoe Beach, where he out there, with his shop out there doing things with his other brethren, Rasta brethren out there. They have a nice spot out there. You can go there, get your drinks, get your eats, whatever. So whenever you visit in John Canoe Beach, you go there and hey, my brother, give me your name out to your spot, man.
John Canoe Beach Bar and Grill. We're right there downtown. We on Facebook, we Instagram.
Yes, King.
Come play tourist, man. Come check out with us, you know.
Yes, King. But you know, Rasta, bigger man at the control. Let's be grilling up all them things there, mastering up the place. So tell big up. Yeah, big up himself. And my brethren, you want to give out any information on where they can find you and whatever things you deal with?
Give you all my social media contacts. Are you on Twitter now? Essentially.
Twitter!
Yeah.
I get on the tweet.
Now, if you can outdo Donald Trump in tweeting, you will.
I'm trying to get on email.
Twitter finger.
I might respond to 1 or 2, but I ain't getting
boy.
But anyway, African Glory is the tag. So that's on Facebook. African Glory on Facebook will take you to my page, Brainfood242. You Google it, African Glory on Twitter as well. And now I also started a new entity where I'm offering a service to the general public where I trace your roots for you. And so you may see, you can check it out on Facebook, Sankofa Flamingo. The email for that, if you want me to trace your roots for whatever reason, if you're looking to trace your roots back to slavery for reparations, if someone trying to take some land from you and you need to prove such and such a person is a great-grandmother or great-grandfather, Sankofa Flamingo is the one you need to come to. You would Google that if you're looking for family research or anything like that. I'll help you build your family tree. And check me for the Mayuba special. Remember, African Glory on Facebook, on Twitter, or all
My
over
brother,
the internet.
Will I have to give you some blood or anybody DNA to find it up?
No, I talking about just your roots.
Just by a name you given, or something you could trace that forward from there.
Trace it back.
Either to your slave masters or whatever like that.
So
Yes,
what I do is I consult with you, talk to you. I have something called the Mayuba Special, as I mentioned, where I really go deep into your family. It'll probably be better because of the cost that I have to cover. You know, get your family together, everyone pitch $2-3, and then I could go and you tell me exactly what you're looking
King.
for. You
My brother, let me show you why. It's great to know that we have someone here in our hemisphere who give this kind of like information and thing, because I read about it in America. You see everything called chase the DNA, blah, blah, online and whatever like that. Yeah. But you know, we have a brother here amongst us in this so-called 242 Bahamas that can do that. You all need to reach out to this brother. If you want to know where your roots and thing lie, you don't have to no longer go by your slave master's name. You can go by your true name and your true family and find out where it lies. So check my brother here. You saying?
So again, my contacts, WhatsApp, 462-5022 for our international audience. We know it's 242. We've been saying it all show. 242-462-5022. Email for those looking for family research. Find your roots 242@gmail.com. FINDYAROOTS 242@gmail.com. And the email for African Glory is African with a K AFRICANEBUBE at gmail.com. Alright,
yes,
sure, it could be somewhere around here somewhere.
That's right. And once again, don't forget to visit the Pompa Museum downtown, where you spend $3, and my brother here will give you the biggest taste of your African history and roots here to the Bahamas. It'll be the best $3 you ever spend in your life, okay?
Just ask for me.
So just go there, contribute the $3. It's nothing to spend $3 on knowing your history and where you come from, I see. And also don't forget to support my brethren there on Junkanoo Beach. I down there with Bigger Rasta, where they have the spot there. You go down there, you want to sit down on the beachfront and enjoy some of our tropical paradise. Go down there now, take some time out to pay the bills and show off our sponsors. I see. But I give thanks and praise, I see, for my brethren them. Pyramid Cinematics, the biggest 242 short movie film, video, commercial, game show, whatever you need done. Pyramid Cinematics do it with you, all of that and more. I can't have time to really give you all. We also have pop-up cinema, where we pop up at your park, any location, open, outdoor. We pop up there, we provide the movie, we set up a popcorn and drink stand. You pay for the popcorn and drink because you can't get everything for free. But we also have a package deal where you have an indoor and a private setting. We come there, we do the same setting up, and you pay for the whole collective, you see what I'm saying? And we also dealing with Jailer Fashion, one of our biggest sponsors for the female clothing lining. You go there, Jailer Fashion, she deal with delivery, she also deal with on-the-spot wife. You order your clothes, see the number right on the screen. Proper fashion, up to the time, like the one cartel say, Free Wives Cartel, you don't know how to go. You see what I'm saying? Bless it. You see what I'm saying? So, more time, I'd like to send another shout out to one of our other sponsors, them, Positive Mind.
He was flowing, velocity.
Don't forget Ninja Cat too, but
You ain't catch it out just now. I was say Militant Mind. My mind going now. Positive Mind, new song. That's why I laughed just now. Let's get back on it. Yeah. So shout out to Militant Mind's music. I see. Again.
Get big time. That
come back and say shout out to
yeah, okay. I just make that wrong. Secondly, come right up you just now. There can be a group look for one day. Once in the middle of the take. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
And also send a shout out to Militant Minds Music, where you get the positive music, the music for the food, for the heart, for the soul, and also to one of our newest sponsor, the IC Thriller Entertainment, Ninja Cat, as my brethren as I know him as, the IC, where you get good graphics on, you do enough for my work. If you check out most of my freestyle videos and whatever graphics, is Ninja Cat behind the Thriller Entertainment, the IC. So contact Ninja if you want to get your video put together, short videos quick together, little freestyle, whatever like that. Ninja hook you up quick and for a nice affordable price. That'll be done just like that, quick. You see what I'm saying? And also for anybody who want to be a sponsor to Militant Voices Podcast, you can call us at the number on the screen. Call in, we do advertisement, we do ads, and we will get you out there. So call Militant Voices Podcast, contact our directory, and we'll deal with the vibe. So bless and love. Give thanks and praise for life, health, and strength. This is a very, very important footage tonight, and I want to show thanks to everybody who tune in and view it. And stuff like that. Once again, condolences to the Kobe Bryant family. You say, saying, give thanks and praise for life, health, and strength. Oh, one more thing. We're going to have on our next podcast with my brother here, we're going to be discussing the 10 most worst slave masters in Bohemian history.
Oh, yeah.
Tune in for that.
Some of them names can surprise you.
Tune in for that.
And that's very close.
I tell you all, this podcast ain't come to play. We can give you some real Bohemian historical history, my brother right here. The 10 most worst slave masters in Bohemian history. I bet you all didn't know about that one.
Proper.
Yes, nah. I don't know if you all know this. Shout out to my Yadi family. Y'all be strong. I heard about the earthquake that passed through, and most of the Caribbean countries in that perimeter that suffer from it. Our prayers goes out to y'all, my Jamaican family. My prayers goes out to all my people, like I say, who always suffer from these things. But don't forget, on the last podcast, he's talking about these things on the infeminization of the black male, and we talk about how when certain things happen in the earth, and they keep happening, it make Mother Earth vexed and angry. And like I say, Mother Earth answering now. You see these earthquakes and things happening. And then you also could take it from a different angle, where these man be dealing with plenty man-made manipulations and different things. And I feel like these men targeting the Caribbean countries with harp devices and earthquake devices and stuff to annihilate us, because the Caribbean is full of a lot of black people and a lot of conscious black people. And I feel like it's a conspiracy against trying to get rid of us in some type way and form, yeah? Now, I know a lot of people might say, corporates be talking of this and corporates be talking of that, but guess what? As all conspiracy theorists who was proven right in the end, they bring that message 4 and 5 and 10 years before the truth happened, and guess what? 10 years later and 5 years later, people say, that's true what he been saying. So don't be like them said who was knocking on the ark door in the great stories of the Bible, scratch and say letters in after the man was building the ark for almost a couple 100 years, and say a flood coming and no one believed it. Bless it.
Mr. Greedy, Mr. Greedy, red eye and bleedy bleedy.